So we're talking about the blood-brain barrier and information no one's ever heard about on the blood-brain barrier. We're in the Brain Saver books. I'm excited to be here, you guys. So, have you opened up your Brain Saver books? Have you been looking inside? Take your time. There's so much there. There's hundreds of symptoms and conditions. There's cleanses, like the brain shot therapy cleanse. There's a lot of information. By the way, we're doing the Brain Shot Therapy Cleanse Challenge, or the Brain Shot Therapy Challenge next week. I'm letting you know, Thursday, October 17th. So get ready for that. Every single day, I'm going to be making a brain shot. And you guys are going to be making a brain shot if you want to join. It's incredible. It's free. It's going to be really cool. And we're going to get that instant relief from those brain shots. We're going to make them and we're going to take them. And it's going to be incredible. It really is. So I just want to give everybody a forewarning on that. Now, I also want to give you one other forewarning right here, is that if you do partake in the brain shot therapy cleanses in the Brain Saver books, be prepared to be taken off guard. What I mean by that, it's going to catch you off guard. Because you don't get instant relief in alternative medicine in Brain Saver books. You're getting instant relief from this tool, which is really incredible. It's an entirely different experience. And the medical medium books gives relief to people in so many ways. Like there is instant relief in the medical medium books, like the shock therapies, instant relief for so many people with the shock therapies, right? But when you see in the Brain Saver books, you're going to see additional shock therapies that give powerful relief. So what is this brain shot? I just saw a question. What is this brain shot? Well, in the medical medium books, there is something called brain shot therapy and brain shot therapy cleanses. Now, these are incredible, powerful tools for healing. Okay, so I'm just going to go right to it and just give you, since you asked the question, which is awesome. Here we are. There's so many shots. There's 30 shots. By the way, the books are 40% off of Amazon.com US right now. 40% off. Okay, before we go into the brain shots real quick, you guys, we're talking about the blood-brain barrier. I'm not trying to send us off course, but we're talking about the blood-brain barrier and a little bit of information you don't know about it, but we're talking about also the brain shots, brain shot therapy. But I want to tell you guys, okay, Lynn Robinson says, please, can you give me a shopping list? I've had to send both books back twice. So a shopping list, absolutely, of course. The challenge is going to be easy to figure out the shopping list because sign up to the medicalmedium.com, sign up to the newsletter so you can know when the challenge is going to be, and the shopping list is going to be in the newsletters. So sign up to the Medical Medium newsletter so you can get that information. So I want to tell you guys, these books are 40% off on Amazon.com US, but it's not just that. It's incredible. Michael says, money, money, money. Why don't you give your information for free? I love that. I want that. I want to frame that right there, Michael. So Michael's telling Medical Medium, money, money, money. Why don't you give your information for free? You're such a genius, Michael. Thank you for telling me that, because Medical Medium information is all free, and you can go to the books. You go to libraries to get the books for free. Everything's for free for Medical Medium, Michael. So I'm not trying to be snarky or anything like that, but everything is free. The books cost money to make. So if you want to purchase a book, if you want to purchase literally Bibles that are over 600 pages each, and there's like 100 recipes, and they're packed with healing information. If you want to purchase these, you're going to have to pay something because it costs way more to print it. So yeah, money, money, money. That's right. Everything's for free. I don't actually charge for courses. I don't have a paywall in my website. I have a large website that's one of the most popular health websites in the world, and you don't have to spend a dime there. There's no paywalls. There's no subscription fees and monthly subscription fees. There's nothing like that. Medicalmedium.com is a free website with free information. I pay for all the help is what I do. I pay out of my pocket for all the help I need to build the website, to create all the free information. It costs me thousands of dollars. Thousands. I pay out of pocket every day. So Michael, everything's free for you. And I'm the only one in the health field that has this much going on that does that. Okay? And it's just, and here's the thing. My podcasts are for free. There's no advertisers and commercials. I'm the only podcast that's a #1 podcast out there in the world. One of the #1 podcasts out there in the world, the Medical Meme Podcast. There's no commercials and advertisers. And I get in trouble for that. You're not allowed to do that. You have to be a Roman when you're that big up there in the world. You have to do what the Romans tell you. You have to do what Caesar tells you. And they tell you, you better have advertisers and you better have publicists, advertisers, agencies, brokers, and I don't do any of that. No one on the planet does what I do, and that's a fact. It's free, 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 Michael. Free. All of it. No health guru guy, no health doctor guy, no podcaster doctor guy, no health author guy does what I do. Not one does what I do. It's all free. People need to understand the difference. And that's just a fraction of how free it is. I could go on. I could talk about it with you for an hour. I had a huge promotional company guy reach out to me and said, why do you do this? You need to charge for everything under the sun. You have one of the most popular podcasts in the world, one of the most popular websites in the world, and you are all free, and that is going to get you in trouble down the road. And I'm like, so what? It's free. So Michael, back to your comment, money, money, money. Why don't you give your information for free? And by the way, I'm at your service. At your service. Back to the Brain Saver books. That was fun. Brain Saver Protocols and Brain Saver, you guys. 40% off, Amazon.com right now, US. Tara Appelman, hundreds of hours of free YouTube lives reading out of the books. I don't use advertisers in the YouTubes too. Hundreds of free articles on the Medical Meme website. Hundreds of hours of free podcasts, on and on and on. Tara Appelman, thank you. God bless you. And what's crazy is I'm also the only YouTube channel that doesn't have advertisers and commercials. One of the only YouTube channels that's at the level of being, whatever, where we're at, and I don't have that. Anyway, thanks guys for hearing my little spiel about free. Oh yeah, don't buy the Brain Saver books. Just wait until they're in the library and get it out for free. I'm okay with that because I just want you to have the information. Okay. Claudia says, who's SOC? Who's SOC? All right. Brain Saver books, you will be blown off your seat. Michael Charles, hey my man. No ads in podcasts. Yeah, #1 podcast with no ads and commercials. You guys, you're not allowed to do that. Did you know that? You're not allowed to do that. You get in trouble. You're not allowed to do that because it's a mob out there. It's legit. You have to have that, and we don't do that. All right. Nobody knows how the inner workings work. It costs to print the book, and the publisher has to distribute them around the world. If we don't have the publisher print out the book and pay, we have to pay for the paper and print it out to get it out to the world, and it can't get into the people's hands for them to heal. So there has to be a charge for the book to some degree. I can't even believe I'm explaining this. When a guy like that says, why don't you have everything for free? I can't even believe I'm even saying this right now, that I have to say this. It's crazy. It's so you can get it into your hands, because someday the internet may not be there, and someday things like that may not be there, and you need it in your hands. And you lose electricity, then you don't even have ability to find anything online. That's how the world works. It's important to have a hardcover book. All right, you guys, check this out. We're talking about the brain shot therapy cleanses because someone originally asked, what's a brain shot? Okay? Brain shot therapy, right there. Part 3 in the Medical Medium Brain Saver books. All right? Brain shot therapy. Medical Medium Brain Shot Therapy. Medical Medium Brain Shot Therapy offers instant relief while you're working to fix problems on a deeper level in your brain and nervous system and body. But those brain shots, they not only give instant relief, but they also help deep inside to heal over time, which is really powerful. Your brain and body have a quick response to medicinals delivered in liquid form, especially when it's coming from above. The information synergistically combined just the right way. Designed to be highly absorbable in the mouth, these brain shots reach the brain fast. So these brain shots, because we're doing the brain shot therapy challenge next week, Thursday, October 17th. Mark it down in your calendar. It's for free. Just so you know, when you do the brain shots, they get to the brain really fast. They get into the bloodstream really fast. They cross the blood-brain barrier really fast, really quickly. That's why, partly why they give people relief really quick too. And it's the chemical compounds, the phytochemical compounds in the brain shot therapies that actually reach the brain really quick. This is incredible information. Now, who offers this? When you go out there and you're looking for stuff, it's just like eat better crap out there. No processed foods, eat better, books or whatever. This is incredible information here. We're talking about the blood-brain barrier today. I'm going to be reading out of the Brain Saver books. Okay, what kind of brain shots are we talking about? You guys who have the books, there's a pathogen exposure brain shot. Let's take a look real quick. Pathogen exposure brain shot. Toxic fragrance exposure brain shot. Negative energy exposure brain shot. You try that. Hey, Michael, the guy that said that, why don't I have everything for free? When you get the Brain Saver books, try the negative energy exposure shot. Heck yeah. It might get whatever demon that's in you out of you. Whatever demonic possession that was in you, that shot right there might knock that demon right out of you. Negative energy exposure shot. Might send that demon flying. Mold exposure shot. Is this why people don't like me? Because then I get snarky like that? I get like so sarcastic. All right. Mold exposure shot. I'm not perfect, you guys. I am not perfect. When I got the gift at age 4 to receive this information that's in these Brain Saver books, when I got the gift at age 4, when SOC started speaking to me, I wasn't chosen because I'm perfect. Far from it. I'm a human being, like everybody else. I mean, I'm a good listener, so I receive the information, I get it down here so you can take the books and heal and move yourself forward like so many millions have, but I'm not perfect myself, personally. EMF and 5G exposure brain shot. Whoa. Right? Radiation exposure brain shot. Plane travel, anyone? Here's the crazy thing. You can take plane flights for like 20 years. You're flying on the planes. You have 20 years of radiation in you. You're glowing in the dark. It could be good to get the radiation out, wouldn't it? Radiation exposure shot. Toxic heavy metal exposure shot. Oh, yeah. Could be anything. Maybe you took some antibiotics a couple of months ago. All the toxic heavy metals and antibiotics. Boom. Pesticide, herbicide, and fungicide brain shot therapy. Let's see what else we got going, guys. What a beautiful day. It's Saturday. Is it Saturday? Pharmaceutical exposure shot. Yeah, maybe you're dealing with pharmaceuticals. Read between the lines on that pharmaceutical exposure shot too. Chemtrails exposure shot. Oh shit, I said it. We got the shifter shots. Sea trails exposure shot. Okay, we got obsessive thoughts shifter. Oh, how many people have the obsessive thoughts? Racing thoughts. OCD. What about OCD? Anything like that. You're just in that, you're trying to rest. You got something that's eating away at you. You got thoughts coming in and you can't break those thoughts. Maybe you said something to somebody. Maybe you said something to somebody and you just were like regretting it. Why did I say that? Why did I say that? I finally got a hold of that person on the phone and why did I say that? How did that happen? Whatever it is. Obsessive thought shifter. Boom, you got to bring in the obsessive. Let's read what it says. You guys, we're talking about blood-brain barrier today and I haven't gotten to it yet, but I want to get to it. We're going to be digging into this book on blood-brain barrier. Now we're in this book right here, okay? Get ready for this. Try this shot when you're trying to break repeated painful thought patterns resulting from a difficult situation or hardship. Those repeated painful thought patterns that just are coming and coming in and coming in and coming in, and you're trying to break those, and you're like, how do I break those? Kelsey Bach says, love the shot therapy so much. I'm honored. I really am. Because I love them too. Ready for this? You experience chronic OCD. Do you guys know anybody with chronic OCD? OCD is brutal. Brutal. And I have an incredible OCD chapter in these Brain Saver books. When you read these chapters, you will be blown away, line for line, information. It's out of control. You're experiencing chronic OCD, or you're going through a relapse or heightening of OCD symptoms. Okay, here's how it works with OCD. Your OCD is calming down. A lot of people, your OCD is calming down, and then boom, you got a relapse. You know it's a relapse. You know it is, and it's coming in. That's when you do the obsessive thought shifter right there. Boom, that's when you do it. Okay, check this out, right? This brain shot covers all forms of varieties of OCD. Can I speak good today? All varieties of OCD. This brain shot actually covers obsessive thought shifter. Let's talk about another point. Ready? Oh, check this out. This is interesting. A song you don't want to hear anymore keeps playing in your head. How many songs that you heard in your head you don't want to hear anymore? Did you ever get trapped with a song in your head? Did you ever... It happens to me. Did you ever have that where you got a song in your head that just won't stop? Like you can't stop hearing that song. It will not stop. And you're like, I need this song out. Do the obsessive thought shifter. Blast that song out. Get ready for this one. Repetitive thoughts that are disturbing you and they continue to replay. What about a repetitive thought that's disturbing you? Did you guys ever have a repetitive thought that disturbs you? Elaine says OCD is awful. Oh yeah, for sure. Repetitive thoughts that are disturbing you and they continue to replay. That's when you bring the obsessive thought shifter. Boom, you bring that baby in right there. Okay, here's another one. Repetitive thoughts are causing you to make repetitive actions. The thoughts coming in, they won't stop. You're not hungry anymore. You already ate, but you keep on going to the same food. You're going to go to the food. You're not even hungry. You already ate, but you're going to go and eat the same food. You're going to go and eat more of it. No, but I'm not hungry anymore. Get the obsessive thought shifter in. Knock it out. You ready for this? You're hearing voices in your head or experiencing thoughts that are upsetting. How many people they hear voices in their head? A lot of people hear voices inside their head. Or they're experiencing thoughts that are upsetting. So how about that? Maybe it's not voices, but they're experiencing thoughts that are upsetting them. So the thoughts keep on going in and out, and they're upsetting them and upsetting them. Thoughts are going all around right? That's when you break out the obsessive thoughts. This is one of the most incredible tools. The books are so packed, even if you just discarded everything, all that incredible information, all the tools, and just had Obsessive Thought Shifter. It's that incredible. It's that life-changing. You ready? Unproductive or highly questionable and maybe telling you to do things that aren't good or smart. So you hear thoughts in your head or you have repetitive thoughts that are unproductive, highly questionable, and maybe telling you to do things that aren't good or smart. You hear a voice in your head that's telling you to do something that's really stupid or to do something that's really bad for you. Get the Obsessive Thought Shifter in there right away. Let's keep on going through these a little bit more. Nicholas said, holy crap. Kelsey Box says, does it work for songs that get stuck in your head? Well, yeah, that's the whole point. Yes, the Obsessive Thought Shifter. You get a song that's stuck in your head, knock it out. Laura says, notify the seller and request a new copy. You mean there was a copy that was damaged from whatever you got it from or something? Or you got like the wrong book? Yeah, definitely notify the seller. Mood shifter. That's an incredible one all on its own. You guys dealing with mood issues? Do you know anybody that has a mood issue? It's a struggle for so many people. PK says, I have all of those. Saw that right on YouTube. Nerve shifter. That's a big one right there. Very different. Nerve shifter, ready? When you're feeling shaky or anxious. You guys ever felt shaky or anxious? Get the nerve shifter out. I'm telling you right now. Boom, take care of it. Get the nerve shifter out. Amazing. If you experience random spasms, twitches, tics, or shifting or moving pain throughout your body, that's a great way to do it right there. Boom. Incredible. When struggling with any kind of neurological onset or episode, if you got a neurological episode kind of kicking up, something kicking up, yeah, for sure bring this one in, nerve shifter. How juice shots can stop thoughts? Can't get that. So you can't get like how a juice shot can, it's not a juice shot. A juice shot is just a regular juice shot. This is advanced information synergistically put together from above. This is not man-made. If it's man-made, yeah, then you just got juice. Yep. If it's man-made information, then yeah, just everybody stays sick in the world. And they stay sick until they get so sick, and then they someday, somehow find a medical medium book, and it all makes sense. And they start moving forward. There's a physical problem with the brain. The brain shot therapy cleanses and the brain shot therapy shots are incredible, powerful, historic information because it's history being made right now from above to help change things, to help you heal. It's unbelievable. This nerve shifter, to break a nervous feeling about the moment you're in, the future, or something that happened. You know what I told my parents? God bless them. Know what I told my parents? I told them this the other day. I said, Mom and Dad, I got this gift at age 4. We all know. I pour my guts out. I spent the life of trying to get the information out there, and there's always going to be somebody that's just not going to understand, and they're just going to think it's just a regular old health book of a fruit or a vegetable or whoever or what. I've come to the realization there's going to be people that are going to get it, and there's going to be people that are not going to get it. I come to the realization, I was telling my folks, that there's people that are going to know what's in these books, and they're going to understand, and there's people that are never going to understand it, and they're never even going to get the books. Anyway, a thought is not intangible. It runs in electricity. Read the books to learn how it works physically in the brain. It's advanced information. That was just to answer a question someone was asking. So what it is like, you can have the greatest books in history, the greatest health books of all time, which are the Brain Saver books. But you know in your heart that not everybody is going to get the book. These brain shot therapies physically give the brain what it needs. So that's another answer to the person's question. It's like, how do these work? It's because the brain shot is designed to physically give the person's brain what it needs to overcome that obsessive thought, to overcome that nerve twitch, to overcome that betrayal and broken trust moment, to overcome something that they're dealing and struggling with, that mold exposure, that pharmaceutical exposure, that heavy metal detox, that heavy metal exposure, whatever it is, they're designed to actually shift the person's gear. They're stabilizers, shifters, and exposure shots. Powerful. Lauren said, just ordered your book. Amazing. Incredible. TJ says, I can't wait to try it. Aisling says, I tell everybody about you. I'm honored. Thank you for being here. Let's go into some stuff. We talked about by the way, one last thing. The Brain Shot Therapy Challenge is going to be next week, October 17th. Look out for my email. Sign up to my newsletter so you know when it's coming, what's going on. So let me just say this point about all this. Thoughts are not separate from what's happening in the brain physically. That's where everyone gets it wrong. If the brain doesn't have what it needs and has things disrupting the neurons and it's in the way of your thoughts, everything's going to get out of place. All right, let's move on to the blood-brain barrier a little bit. I'm going to put one book up here. We got some stuff to do. Let's get rolling. So I'm in this book here, Blood-Brain Barrier chapter. You guys with me? Any of you guys got the book right now and you can open it up and just go into the blood-brain barrier chapter? Have you even looked at that yet? Because whoa. And each page is packed. It's just insane. Blood-brain barrier, page 184 in Brain Saver. Our human body is not geared for the levels of exposure we experience on this planet. That's something that you have to digest and let it resonate. Our human bodies, your human body, all of our human bodies were never geared for the level of exposure that's here on this planet right now. The blood-brain barrier never anticipated the Industrial Revolution and the classified medical industry pathogen revolution. Our blood-brain barrier, because I've heard people say, oh, nothing gets through the blood-brain barrier. It's like, oh, really? Everything gets through the blood-brain barrier, sadly enough. Almost everything. So our blood-brain barriers never anticipated the industrial revolution we're up against, or the classified medical industry pathogen revolution we're up against. Our blood-brain barrier had no idea that was coming, ever. The human blood-brain barrier. Convincing us that we're equipped to handle any toxins that come our way is like convincing us that our human body is equipped to handle nuclear waste. That's just mind-blowing to me. We created on the planet, so we should be fine. Hey, we created nuclear waste on the planet, so we should be fine. Our blood-brain barrier will handle nuclear waste no problem because it was created on the planet. So our blood-brain barrier can handle everything. We'll be good. Everything bad that's created on this planet will be fine because it was created on this planet. Our blood-brain barrier should have no problem protecting us against nuclear waste or any other toxic material, right? Our blood-brain barrier is incredible. It could stop anything. It could stop anything. If you guys just came on here reading through the Brain Saver books, 40% off, Amazon.com US right now, 40% off. Take a look. Make sure you get a couple of these because it's a set. Books are huge. Get ready for this. No one is measuring the levels of toxins in our environment in relation to how our bodies handle and receive them. No one's measuring toxins in our environment. You could be driving down the road and there could be a town or city truck spraying some dangerous herbicides like they do on the side of the roads And you can just have your child sitting in the passenger seat with your window down and literally just take it all in, that herbicide, right when you're driving down the road. No one's measuring anything anywhere. Mosquito sprays being dropped all over this planet on everybody by helicopters. No one's measuring that. Kaylin says, can we do brain shots on the 369s? Yes, you can. You can bring in the brain shots while you're doing the 369s. You don't have to stop your medical medium protocols to do the brain shots. Really good question. Kaylin, thank you for that, because I forgot to tell everybody that. My bad. You can keep your 28-day cleanses. You can keep, which is medical medium. You can keep your medical medium heavy metal detoxes. You can keep whatever you want. You can keep your medical medium 369s, advanced. You can keep your medical medium, right? All your medical medium, your mono cleanse, your morning cleanse. You can keep those too. You can be on a medical medium mono cleanse and still do your shots. Your brain shot therapy. Medical industries don't want to admit there are toxic heavy metals in our brain. Did you know that? They don't. The industries don't want you to know you got toxic heavy metals in the brain. They don't even want to entertain the idea. Never mind that we're living with inflammation in our brain from pathogens. Everybody is. Publicly known medical research and science. So what you're going to learn something in the medical medium books that's going to be mind-blowing. This alone in the MM books, the Brain Saver books, is going to blow your mind. There's something called the publicly known medical research and science and the classified medical research and science. These are the only books out here in history that are actually distinguishing. That's it. The difference. Got a lot of words going through my brain right now to get this out to you guys. So you need to know that there actually is a difference. There's two systems built. These books describe and detail what that all is, which is incredible all on its own. Hell yeah, on day 9. Good, cool. You're on day 9? Absolutely. So check this out. These books are the only books in history so far out there that are going to talk to you about the truth and tell you about the classified medical research and science and the publicly known medical research and science and what the differences are. By the way, brain shots are on day... Brain shots can be, yes, used on day 9 of the 369. That's okay. I'm hearing information from SOC. I'm trying to read the books. I'm trying to answer questions. I'm getting readings from Spirit of Compassion on a bunch of you guys because it happens automatically and there's nothing I can do about it. At the same time, getting information from Spirit of Compassion at the same time, trying to read the book at the same time, trying to express everything. I might bring some balls out and I could juggle them too. Maybe while we're doing all that, I could try that. I knew how to juggle. Had no time to practice. Medical industries don't want us to admit there's toxic heavy metals in our brain. They don't even want to entertain the idea. Never mind that we're living with inflammation. Publicly known medical research and science are in the infancy stages of recognizing a chronic illness. Dude. Publicly known medical research and science are at their baby stages, just recognizing chronic illness could be pathogen related. If they're that early in the process of understanding chronic illness, how advanced can they be in understanding our body's complex mechanisms like the blood-brain barrier? You mean to tell me it was just a couple of years ago, before medical research and science started adopting medical medium information about pathogens and all that, it was just a couple of years ago. They don't even know how the blood-brain barrier works. A lot of you have questions about timing of brain shots. The questions are answered in the Brain Saver books. So you guys, if you have timing questions all about the brain shot therapies, they're in the books. The information's in there. Totally. I didn't leave that out. I made sure that these books were jacked up with that information. Our blood-brain barrier was not made for any of this. We act like it's an impermeable structure that has no limitations. What you'll find in alternative medicine, if anybody even utters or spits out the word blood-brain barrier, It's as if it's an impermeable force on its own and nothing can pass through it. We act like it's an impermeable structure that has no limitations. Nuclear waste, anybody? Dr. Sherry Green, unfortunately, medical science has messed up in many ways. That comes out every day now. Absolutely. Not only that, here's how it works. And I talk about it in the Brain Saver books. You get sick? Okay, here's what it is. You're born. You're here. You're a baby. You grow up. And you're taught that science has it all sewed up. You go to school. Science knows everything. You go to university. Science knows everything. And then someday you get sick. And then you think science knows everything. I'll be fixed tomorrow. I'm sick now with all these crazy symptoms. I'm just going to go to a doctor. My mom and dad are going to take me to a doctor and I'll be all fixed tomorrow. And then you realize, what? Autoimmune, what, this, that, I'm not being fixed. What pills do you want me to take, mom, dad? What did the doctor say? So then you're coming out, you're like a college student. Now you're learning, if you're sick as a college student, you're learning, I thought science knew everything. And then you go into your 20s and you're like, I'm so sick I can't work now or I can't function. And then you learn that science let you down. And now you're like 27 years old and you're sick and you're like, what was I sold all these years? That science and research knew everything. I've been to 20 doctors. I'm 27 years old. I've taken 20 medications. I've been to 20 functional medicine doctors. And I'm still sick. Everybody thinks just industrial waste and solvents and toxic heavy metals don't exist in our body, but they cross the blood-brain barrier. I learned that nothing could cross the blood-brain barrier either in school. Health with Liz. Oh my God. It's an oh my God moment. Like, oh my God, exactly. You know, this is the moment where like this bumblebee's flying around and it's alone and it finds another bumblebee that, and it's like another bumblebee, right? Butterflies flying around and butterfly finds another butterfly. We always get all the validation from you. Health with Liz. I just want to say this, okay? Amanda says, this means we don't need to blame ourselves for our own depression or anxiety. That's the whole point too, because everybody's blamed on it. Everybody's blamed on it. Health with Liz, you're right. You were taught that nothing can get through the blood-brain barrier. Everybody's taught, right, that nothing gets through the blood-brain barrier, but they're wrong. I talk about what gets through the blood-brain barrier. These books are incredible. Wondering Wishin says, the Dream Shot tastes amazing. The Dream Shot, which I personally love, I take the Dream Shot. I take the Dream Shot before I go to bed. I take the Dream Shot a little bit earlier than that too. I take it twice actually. So a lot of times I'll take the Dream Shot at like 10 o'clock at night. Then I'll take the Dream Shot like 2 in the morning before I go to bed. Why am I up till 2? I'm working. Wake up at 6. Then get my 4 hours of sleep. Depending, that's a good day. All right. Enough about me. It's not the Anthony Williams Show. It never was. It's about answers and about our suffering. All someone has to do is use the term blood-brain barrier to make us feel like we're protected. It's like, you're protected. You got your blood-brain barrier. And yet the reality is that all these and more inevitably cross, meaning toxins, you guys, cross our blood-brain barrier. Many pharmaceuticals are specifically engineered to cross our blood-brain barrier. Even the pharmaceuticals show, this is mind-blowing right here. Nobody knows any of this. It doesn't matter what podcast doctor talks or whoever. No one knows any of this. Look at this. Even the pharmaceuticals not designed with it in mind to cross your blood-brain barrier cross your blood-brain barrier. Interesting. So you can be taking pharmaceuticals and they're not designed to cross the blood-brain barrier, but they cross the blood-brain barrier. What is the Dream Shot, our animal rescue? The Dream Shot. The Brain Shot Therapy, the Dream Shot. Get the books. Take a chance. Be the judge yourself. Get the books. I promise you this, your mind will be blown. Blown. Let me put it this way. Prepare yourself when you get the books. If you know anything about health, your mind is going to be blown. If you don't know anything about health, your mind is going to be blown. Our blood-brain barrier was designed to keep natural, mostly bodily toxins out of the brain. So it was designed only for natural bodily toxins. That's the only thing our blood-brain barrier was designed for. Nobody knows this. Ooh, Paul says, what is a brain shot? A dream shot. A dream shot. Let's go. Let's find it. Dream shot. I'm going to find it. Hang on. Here it is, right here. Dreams shifter shot. That's what it is. You're looking at it right there. Get ready for this. Paul, stay on, please. This shot can be taken at any time of day or evening. If you wish to take it before a nap or before bed, you're welcome to make the shot earlier in the day and save it in the refrigerator until you're ready. Examples of when to use it include, Paul, check this out, dude. Examples of when to use it include when you want to use your dreams as a gateway to understand your soul and your soul's past. How insane is that? By the way, Paul, join the Brain Shot Therapy Challenge next week. We will go in depth and I will answer your questions. Get in the Medical Medium newsletter list to get your grocery list in ready for the challenge. It's October 17th, but get in that list soon because we're going to be talking about it before then. All right. Get ready. All right. Just kidding. Hang on. Ready? Check this out. You want to use your dreams as a gateway to understand your soul and your soul's past. You guys want to use your dreams as a gateway to understand your soul? Or am I just stupid? Like, is that just a dumb thing to do? When I was getting this information from Spirit of Compassion, right? And Spirit of Compassion said they need a dream shifter. They need a dream shifter. And I was like, what are you talking about? I think it was something like 3 a.m. and I was just sitting at my desk and I was writing feverishly to every word that was coming through, right? And then Spirit of Compassion said, we need a dream shifter. And I stopped and I said, what are you talking about? Renee says, you're going to make me cry. Check this out about the dream shifter. If you want to understand your soul and your soul's past, you take the dream shifter at night. Allison said, this is incredible. I need this dream shot. The dream shot is one of the most mind-blowing parts of the Brain Saver books. It's one of the most. It's just, there's so many. You ready? You're having difficulty dreaming and want to dream. You know how many people have a difficult time dreaming and they want to dream? Take the dream shifter, right? How about this? You want to decode. Now this right here blows my hat off. Ready? You want to decode the meaning of your dreams and gain more insight into your dreams. I love that. Dream info in the Brain Saver books too. It's in the Brain Saver books. Ready? Dreams are regularly waking you up and you don't want to be woken up by your dreams. Take the dream shifter. How about this one? You're fearful of going to sleep. Take the dream shifter shot. How about this one? You're trying to reach others through your dreams. Oh my God. Okay, check this out. You guys know that medical medium information has a street cred. It's consistent, it's not contradictive, and it works. You guys know that millions of people healed from medical medium books. I'm just telling you this for a second because check this out. Millions of people have healed from medical medium books. They're all incredible books, right? Because they work. The information in the medical medium books work. Everybody knows that, except for the haters and naysayers, but everybody knows that. Check this out. So if it says in the medical medium book, you're trying to reach others through your dreams, and that means that's possible. So yes, that's possible. That's what I mean. How incredible is that? Okay, how about this one? You're trying to enter other people's dreams. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. How insane is that? Okay, here's another one too. You're not sleeping enough. This shot can help you heal through your dream process in this short amount of sleep you're getting. If you're somebody that's not sleeping good, you can't sleep good, and you're only sleeping for a short amount of time, that's when the dream shifter shot comes in. So you can get maximum rest in that short window of sleep. I've been using it to get by. I have an extremely short window of sleep because I'm working too hard. And in that 7-day schedule a week and working too hard, I'm like doing this, the dream shifter. All right, back to blood-brain barrier. My apologies. Our blood-brain barrier was designed to keep natural, mostly bodily toxins out of the brain. That's all it was designed for. Was it designed for anything else? You guys, 40% off on both these books. Take advantage of it as soon as you can. Amazon.com US. When someone has a little too much uric acid, get ready for this one. The books are so mind-blowing, it's hard to focus on just one topic. I'm actually like scrambled eggs right now because there's so much going on. You could spend a lifetime reading these books over and over again, and I promise you, you'll be like, I never read that before this book. Jen Coffin said, it did the energy shifter yesterday. It gave me lots of energy before going out. Incredible. Jamie says, I'm making my heavy metal detox smoothie right now, and there's 7 heavy metal detox cleanses, including advanced cleanse in the Medical Medium Brain Saver books. When someone has a little too much uric acid buildup because a kidney is weakened, a lot of people have weakened kidneys without knowing it. For instance, that uric acid is not supposed to permeate the blood-brain barrier. If someone gets a cut that goes deep and leads to a skin infection, then that person could develop the beginning stages of sepsis, in which case the blood infection is not supposed to cross the blood-brain barrier. The blood-brain barrier is for when you get a cut and you get some kind of sepsis or infection. The blood-brain barrier is when you got too much uric acid building up in your kidneys and system because you have a weak kidney. The blood-brain barrier is for normal bodily toxins like normal ammonia, amounts of ammonia in your body, certain things that are inside the body. The blood-brain barrier tries to stop a lot of this. It doesn't stop all of it, but there's the natural stuff that occurs inside our body the blood-brain barrier is trying to stop. But the blood-brain barrier doesn't stop anything else. If someone ingests a toxic plant that's been on planet Earth for 10,000 years and was never meant to be human food, the blood-brain barrier is there to hold back at least some of those poisons. Who knows that? Who knows that? Deborah says, thank you for all the free info you share. That guy Michael doesn't think I have any free anything. My rent just went up to $300 this time, so I need the adrenal stabilizer. Totally understand. You need the free information. You guys need the free information. This isn't a game. Julie says, since starting the shots, 4 so far. Julie, 4 so far? You're on Facebook? I haven't needed to take my daily afternoon nap. Boom! The thing is with these are incredible. Tell people. You guys tell others. Tell them. Tell them. Just listen to this one little part. Yes, I know, listen. I know your time is valuable. I feel bad that I come on here and I'm trying to take up all your time today. But listen to this part, okay? I have a lot of respect for you guys. People don't realize this. A lot of respect for your life, what you're doing, what's going on in your life, what you're up against. You got a lot of respect. You deserve all the respect. Okay, you ready? Okay. If someone ingests a toxic plant that's been on planet Earth for 10,000 years and was never meant to be human food, the blood-brain barrier is there to hold back at least some of the toxins in an effort to prevent the brain from going into toxic shock. No one on this planet knows that. And you can't make up this stuff. Can't make up almost 1,300 pages of literally scripture from above that becomes advanced medical information that science research ends up stealing down the road and proving it right but never proving it wrong. Our blood cerebral fluid barrier is also overtaxed. Cerebral spinal fluid, which surrounds the brain and spinal cord, is supposed to be pure with no contamination. That's the gold standard. That's the gold standard. In this time on planet Earth, our cerebral spinal fluid is not pure. So our spinal fluid's not pure. All of us got dirty spinal fluid if we're getting exposures. Okay. Let's keep on going a little bit more about that. It was pretty cool. That's the gold standard. And this time on planet Earth, our spinal fluid is not pure. It's harboring chemical soups from industries, pathogenic byproducts, toxic heavy metals, and more. 1,000 years ago, cerebral spinal fluid may simply have had some toxic heavy metal contamination, but that's about it. For the people living in cities drinking lead water back during the Roman days, spinal fluid had a whole different purity hundreds of thousands of years ago. Today we walk around polluted. I can't scratch how much information's in the blood-brain barrier chapter. There's more paragraphs and more information. It's each line is jam-packed. If you guys think this is just a blood-brain barrier book, you're wrong. It's an everything book. It's loaded with so much information. I mean, seriously. I just want you guys to know. Okay. Symptoms and conditions. Let's hit it for a couple of seconds. You guys got symptoms? Your pain and suffering enlightened right here. Your pain and suffering enlightened. You guys got symptoms? There is a quote right next to it. There's quotes all through the book. Let me read a quote. In today's world, getting a symptom or condition, becoming chronically sick, is the new normal. We're at a place in the world where you're either not so sick or very sick. Everyone is dealing with something. Everybody is facing at least one symptom, whether they call it a symptom or not, whether they realize their health is challenged or not. Anthony William, A-dubs, A-W. So I'm in the symptoms and conditions chapter, and it's packed. I don't want to bore you reading off dozens and dozens and dozens of symptoms and conditions, but they're here. And then I'll take a look and I'll paw through it a little bit and see what we got. But there's so many symptoms and conditions. I mean, it's actually unbelievable when you think about it, right? And I mean, it's just incredible how many. I mean, ADHD, ALS, right? But information about it, anxiousness, autism, right? I'm just skimming through. Balance issues and dizziness, Bell's palsy, brain abscesses, brain fog, brain inflammation. Remember, you might not even realize what you have wrong with you until you read the book. People walk around sick and they see 20 doctors and they don't know, and then they read something in here like, oh my God, now I know what's wrong with me. And there's an eating disorder chapter, a bipolar chapter, a depression chapter, an anxiety chapter, and an OCD chapter, for God's sake. This section right here is mind-blowing, you guys. Brain lesions, white spots, dark spots, scar tissue, and calcifications inside the brain in detail of what's going on, what the cause is. It's basically a whole full chapter of it, which is unbelievable. Breast implant illness, which I'm on right now. Breast implant illness is a term for a broad spectrum of symptoms, many of them neurological, such as fatigue, tingles and numbness, restless legs, heart palpitations, dizziness, eye floaters, brain fog, anxiety, weakness of the limbs. People suffering with breast implant illness have spent decades trying to be validated, trying to be heard. The breast implant illness is incredible. Jamie says, oh my God, that viral brain chapter. Oh yeah, that viral brain chapter is packed and just, it's mind-blowing. Seriously, it's mind-blowing. It's really incredible when I think about it. You guys, we're live right now, by the way. This isn't a recorded video. I'm live. I know I can tell you, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to lift my right arm up, and if we weren't live right now, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm going to lift my right up. We're live right now. The live test. You know, that'll determine if it's live or not live. I'm going to hit my hand on the top of this brain right here. If we're live right now and I go do that, that means we're live. We're definitely live right now. Definitely live. But we are live. All right. Breast implant is a huge section. Breast implant illness. Bulimia, burnout, atrophy to the brain, hypoxia, Cushing syndrome, dementia, depersonalization, depression or dysphoria, difficult coping, dysautonomia, dyslexia, eating disorders, encephalopathy, excessive sweating, hyperhidrosis, fatigue, fibromyalgia, focus and concentration, gastroparesis, Guillain-Barré, headaches. Somebody might not even know they have Guillain-Barré, but they've been suffering from Guillain-Barré for the last 10 years. Read the book. Find the stuff that's in here. Hemifacial neglect, right, left neglect, Huntington's disease, inflammatory myopathy, intracranial hypertension. People don't know they have intracranial hypertension. Then you read the book and you're like, holy crap, this whole time I had intracranial hypertension and my doctor didn't even know. The books are there to help you find your way. You have to look into them. Insomnia. Itching and burning. Itching and burning. Crazy itching and burning. People can't describe it, like they don't know what the answer is. They've been to 20 doctors. Joint and muscle pain. Learning disabilities and disorders. The information's in here. Long haul C and long haul flu. Long haul C. Long haul flu. Lupus. Lyme disease. Oh my God, the triggers for Lyme disease, right there. The triggers for Lyme. You guys, the triggers for Lyme, let's go into it. Severe C, that's a trigger for Lyme. Extensive blood draw, that's a trigger for Lyme, getting all your blood drawn. Mercury-based dental amalgams, fillings, trigger for whatever, for Lyme disease, not for blood draw. Blood draw is a trigger. Mercury and other forms are a trigger. Blood draw chapter is a masterpiece. Let's head there pretty soon. Continued toxic mold exposure, pesticide, herbicide exposure, insecticides in the home, flu, mild C, death in a family, broken heart, taking care of a sick loved one, all triggers for Lyme. It just keeps on going on and on. I love the addictions chapter. I'm addicted to the book. To the books. What is long haul flu? It's a medical medium term. Been there before long haul C. You get the crap beat out of you when you catch the flu. And then you don't recover even though the flu's gone. That's long haul flu. It's like when the C beats the crap out of somebody and then they're not recovering and they're like sick for 6 months, but nobody knows why. And then all these theories happen out there, but long haul C. Long haul flu. Detail of what it is, what's really happening. Meniere's disease, memory loss issues, meningitis, migraines, mitochondria myopathy, mood changes, motor skill disorders, dyspraxia, multiple sclerosis. Medical medium first came out with the cause of that, and then you see it out there now. It was taken from these books, from all the medical medium books. Myelin nerve sheath damage. Chronic inflammatory demyelation, right? Mystery fears and worries, narcolepsy, mystery nausea and vomiting, neuralgia, neurological asthma. It's a medical medium thing right there. Neurological meaning like the information's all medical medium, neurological asthma. Knowing what asthma is when it's neurological is like a game changer in somebody's life. There's a microdosing chapter, you guys. You got to read the microdosing chapter. If you want to be mind blown, read the microdosing chapter. I could do this for hours. There's so much information in these books. Hours and hours and hours. There's an alcohol chapter. Eureka. Man, there's an alcohol chapter. Neurosis, numbness and tingling, neuropathy, neuritis, obsessive, OCD, compulsive disorder, orthorexia. Dr. Fahn, medical doctor, MD, an incredible medical doctor. Science has validated what AW says about long C. I am extremely blessed to have you on here and say that. An incredible medical doctor who practices and just does incredible work. Creative heart. My blood showed I had perfect health, but I was sick. Blood tests don't prove anything. I talk all about that in the Medical Medium Brain Saver books. You can learn so much about that. I have a whole section about that very thing in the blood draw chapter. Orthorexia, overeating, Parkinson's disease, personality disorders, psychosis, POTS. Books are packed, you guys. They're packed. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Greatest books of all time. Tell others that they're the greatest books of all time. Post about it if you can. The greatest books of all time. The greatest health books in history. However you want to phrase it. But they are. They are. And you'll know when you hold them. You know when you'll read them. You'll know. You'll know. Truly. Truly incredible. I'm so excited about this. Anger shifter. Wow. Sheila, it's an amazing shifter. There's an EMF section. Here's what's cool about the EMF section in here. It's EMF information no one's ever heard before. About EMF. Anyway, moment of silence. Jennifer said, I'd love if you discussed marijuana. I'm not a big marijuana fan. I don't use marijuana myself personally. I don't. I never did. But but there's a microdosing chapter that I think you might like then. A microdosing chapter. I'm not judging anybody who smokes pot. Or whatever. Eats pot or whatever you want to do. Vaporizes, whatever. I don't judge anybody for it. Every time now and then I might be like, hey man. What? But I'm just kidding. I got a friend that smokes a lot of pot. I haven't seen him in a while. Botox section in the books. I talk about Botox. Oh yeah. My friend does. Yeah, the one I had here. You mean my friend that came on live? Yeah, no, I know. He's like crazy into all, right? The friend I had on here. PTSD. Repetitive strain. Strain. Restless leg syndrome. Sadness. Yeah, sadness. Uma Kelly says ocean. Wait a minute. No, ocean is just one of my other friends. There's another friend I had on here. Uma, you can't. Oh my God, Uma. You always know everything that goes on these. Who's the other one? Is it Bryce? Who was it? It's Bryce. Uma, it's Bryce. Oh no. Rhonda said, I am amazed how neutral you manage to remain considering how inflammatory a lot of these issues can be. Rhonda, I stay as neutral as I can, but the haters are big. The amount of crap talk out there on social media about me is unbelievable, behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. People try to tear down the MM left and right. I got the kick me sign on my back. My butt's been kicked so hard so many times it's sore. Lynette says, are you a Christian? I'm wondering, since you say the info comes from above. I know you say from SOC, but I struggle to understand this as a Christian. I really do like a majority of your info and have 4 of your books. Listen, I will say this, okay? That you being here means the world to me, okay? Because I know that some Christians, they'll be like, he's the devil! It's like, okay, well, a lifetime of work, getting people out of wheelchairs, saving lives, bringing information to people so they can heal, and then choose whatever religion they want to choose in their life. It's not easy to partake in a religion or religious belief system or anything if you're so sick or not here. My job is to make sure that everybody gets healthy, heals, gets strong, and they can believe in anything they want to believe in. What I've always told Christians is, what about prophets out there? Christians believe in prophets. I do know that. That's something that Christians believe in. And if you look into the medical medium books, you'll find there is a message always from the scripture down here, so you can look and find it. I'm going to do a show about Christianity at some point. in the Medical Medium podcast. I just haven't had the chance. I have all 8 of your books. I love them. Amazing. William Miller, it's Bryce. Cold White Spring says, it seems prophets only existed in biblical times. But I can't see the rest of that comment. Oh, there it is, which is kind of weird. Trisha Marie, with a Christian background, all of this makes complete and perfect sense to me. I think a lot of Christians use medical medium information. I really do. I know there's some that just they can't get around it, and they're like, I just can't look at those books or something, and I still have respect for everybody in them. It's all good. Check out the Alien podcast when you get a chance. You guys, have you listened to the Alien podcast at Apple Podcasts? Check out the Alien podcast. Tinnitus, tic spasms, and dystonia, Tourette syndrome, tremors. Alien podcast at Medical Medium Podcast at Apple Podcasts. Trigeminal neuralgia, vertigo. The books are packed with a tremendous amount of information, you guys, detailed from front to back. RR Animal Rescue, AW, you have amazing stories to tell. I have enjoyed your interviews on other podcasts, etc., and am amazed at the energy you give to this cause. And one of the reasons why I don't do a lot of podcasts, okay? So let me just tell you how it works. Every single day we get emailed, right? Medical Medium, all kinds of publicists, all kinds of podcast people, all kinds of TV show people, all kinds of agencies, all kinds of networks, TV networks, all kinds of mainstream TV networks. And they're always emailing saying, let's do the Medical Medium series on mainstream TV. Can you do all these podcasts? People want you on. They want you on. If I do all that, I'm not going to be able to create this. It's not going to happen. If I go and I do all of that, go on all these podcasts, all these TV interviews, all this stuff I'm asked constantly. If I go and make it the Anthony Williams Circus show and I go on all that stuff, you guys, and spend all this time and go in the limelight, these aren't going to get done. These are not going to get done. This won't be in your hands. So I do very little out there. Melissa Davis, as a Christian, I have no trouble believing that Spirit would choose a strong person to relay an important message and hijacked his entire life. I will tell you that that's exactly factual. Everything you just said about me is that, yes, my life was hijacked. Am I strong? Don't know. When I was on Oliver and Kate Hudson's podcast, I talked about a little bit about that, and Oliver always said, there it is, that's why you were picked. Anyway, Lorraine Else is grateful for your office chair. Maybe someday it'll be in a museum. Anyway, you guys, the point is I didn't want to make it the Anthony Williams show out there, and I can go and do all that stuff. I can fill my entire schedule. I just want to say this. I can fill my entire schedule with TV appearances, podcast appearances, TV series, all of it. I can hop on a plane and fly around everywhere and be in every studio to Kingdom Come. I can. And I can do that for years and talk about how I hear Spirit of Compassion and talk about all of that. But I'm going to make it the Anthony Williams show, and then these things will never be produced ever. All these things won't be produced. They just won't be made. They won't be produced. It won't be possible. It just won't happen. It just won't happen. Because this is the scripture right here, and my job is to make sure I do this and try not to do so many appearances anywhere. And once in a while, I'll break and do something, and I'll be like, all right, I'll do it. That's Cleanse the Heal, by the way. I look at this book and I say, thank you for turning so many lives around, healing so many people, and saving so many lives. Thank you, because you've saved so many lives. I say that to that book right there. And I sit at my office desk and I say, thank you for saving millions of lives around the planet, to you too, because Without you, so many people would have not gotten off of Mattress Island. And I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I do. I'm grateful, that's why. And then I'll say to SOC, thank you too, even though you've hijacked my life and made my life very hard. It makes sense. All of it builds upon, and doesn't contradict. So that's the whole thing. All the medical medium books build upon each other with the new information coming in, but never contradict. I just want to say this last thing. I've said it before already. Medical medium information is not common sense, because none of the medical medium information was ever common originally. It was unique, original, and brand new. And then, as it got out there and the millions of people partook in it and spread that information around, much of it became common, meaning like common knowledge. But medical medium information just makes sense. It's not common sense. By the way, clean your books if you guys want. If you get a dirty book from Amazon or somewhere because their conveyor belt got greasy, put a little dish soap, damp cloth, not too wet. You don't want to soak your book because then you're going to have a wet book. And you clean off your covers. They're all brand new. When they leave the publisher's, right, the printer, and they leave the publisher, they're pristine. No odor, no air fresheners, no scented candles, no perfumes, no colognes, no whatever. They're pristine. And what happens is they go into like the Amazon places, and what happens is the conveyor belts are greasy. They're all filled with grease because they have to grease the wheels on the conveyors. And then the books get thrown on the conveyor belt, and you might get some grease. You have to clean it off. They'll come out beautiful. You guys leave some reviews if you can. I hate asking for reviews, but it keeps the trolls like from getting ahead. Ones that did not purchase the books, the ones that never read the books, the ones that just don't like medical medium because they don't like my face, they don't like my voice, they don't like what I'm doing, whatever. And look out for imposters. Yeah, if you can leave a review, that would be incredible because it helps other people find it and then say, oh my God, this person said this. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to take a chance. And look out for imposters. There's some imposters saying some terrible things and doing terrible things to people. They say they're Anthony William or Williams. They pretend they're the medical medium, and then they offer consultations. I don't do consultations. And they offer consultations, and then they say terrible things and do terrible things to people. And so please look out for imposters. This is the official Anthony Williams standing in front of you right now. I am not an imposter. DM people what they do is they DM people. The imposters DM people asking for money and worse things. Just sick people. So, and they'll ask for, money, and they have websites, and they pretend they're Anthony William, the medical medium, and then they ask for stuff. I don't know. It's just bad. It's bad. Lorraine L., it's sick, and it is indeed. Dr. Fawn, MD, watch out for anyone who calls themselves medical medium. Uma Cali, yes, my friends. Uma. Yes, my friend was having consultations for a few months until he realized it was an imposter. My God, it gets me so upset. I need a shifter. My God. That gets me so upset to know that you have a friend that literally was dealing with an imposter for months. God knows what was happening. I got to pick a shifter out for myself on that one. I think it's going to be this one right here. I'm going to pick the trauma, shock, and loss stabilizer because I'm really upset about that. It's heartbreaking because they can mess so many people up, and the imposters have messed up a lot of people up. I need a shifter. When I'm done here, I'm going to make a shifter. I'm going to make the trauma, shock, and loss stabilizer. I want to read what that is. Please spread the word about the books, too, and everything, you guys. And spread the word about imposters, too, if you can. So here's, check this out. This shot is a supportive tool for any kind of emotional upset. Did you hear that? I just got emotionally upset. Uma Callie told me that her friend was just taken advantage of by an imposter for months, and that actually does hit me like hard. So it says here, this shot, trauma shock and loss stabilizer, this shot is a supportive tool for any kind of emotional upset, emotional challenge, or emotional stress. I would classify that as emotional stress, knowing people are being hurt by other people like that, bad people. So consider using when you're given challenging news or you receive any emotional blows. You're dealing with any kind of emotional upheaval. It's an emotional upheaval for me because Uma had a friend that literally dealt with an imposter for months. I can't even tell you how that pisses me off. Nicholas says, message TikTok to complain about them taking medical medium off their site. Yeah, they permanently banned me. Banned it. They said I'm banned. TikTok kicked me off. They kicked me off when I showed them when I showed everybody the brain book. And then they kicked me off because I showed them the brain book. Like, what kind of world are we living in? Evil world. It's evil. Renee says, there was someone on TikTok who was saying he did readings. I was like, no thanks. God. All right, so you're dealing with any kind of emotional upheaval? Yes, I'm going to use this one. Okay. You ready? TikTok kicked me off of TikTok, but they won't take down all the imposters. There are medical medium imposters on TikTok taking advantage of people, doing terrible things, and TikTok purposely leaves them up, but kicks me off. And that's why I need the trauma shock and loss stabilizer. So it says you're given challenging news or receive any emotional blows. You're dealing with any kind of emotional upheaval. If you've lost a pet or a loved one. If you experience any kind of loss. Well, I lost my TikTok account that I worked hard creating all those like funny videos and stuff. You've been diagnosed with a chronic illness or you heard something challenging about your health. It's great to use this one. Local and world events are affecting your life. I like the trauma shock and loss stabilizer for that. You're going through emotional turmoil within your family or difficult friendships. Rhonda says, you're not living till you've been banned. That's really funny. You're not living until you burn the candle at four ends like I do too. I don't recommend that. It'll kill you. Okay. Amazing. You guys, I could sit here with you guys all day. There's no question. Now, someone asked, which book do you pick? Which book do you pick first? Which one do you get? Which book is it? Which book do you get? Boom! You get both. You have to get both books because it was one book. Publisher couldn't print it. Too big. Too heavy. You can't have a 15-pound book. They said, and they're right. Guys, Ida says the world is evil. Both books, truly. I could play with these books all day because they're the greatest books of all time. I literally can I have them, I take them everywhere. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I take them everywhere, you guys. I keep them on my counters. I have them everywhere. I have them in the kitchen. I open them up for recipes. There's 100 recipes in here. Okay, wait, I'm not going to go yet. You guys, this is insane. There's like 3 recipe books in this book. There's 12 books in both these books. 6 books in each book. 6 books. These should be $500 books. Susan Horan says, you need both books. They have different information in them. Correct. You guys, Brain Detox Tonic. That I can't wait to try. Again, Brain Fueler Smoothie. Fueling the brain. Wild blueberry yogurt. Whoa, applesauce or pear sauce. Peaches and cream. 20 banana mango. This is recipe 20. Banana mango and wild blueberry. Brain Saver salad. Brain Armor salad. It keeps on going. Spinach soup. Famous medical meme spinach soup. Whoa. Brain Saver wraps. Asparagus spinach dip. Stuffed tomatoes. I'm just going through some of these. 40% off. Amazon.com US. Woo! Okay, guys. Gonna show you. I can't help it. Just playing around with my books all day. All right. You know, you guys, I love you dearly, okay? And I will sit in my office chair, sweating my ass off, stressed to the max, listening to SOC, blow my brains out for months upon months upon months, sacrifice life and everything else around me, self-care down the drain. I don't care as long as you guys get these, and we got them here. I have an energy, a life force. The living words are weapons of the light, and they're in these books. Fact. All right. You guys, Anthony, you need a new chair. Love you guys much.